Hey guys, so I very recently went to Sweden, specifically the main capital city, which is Stockholm, for PDXCON 2015, which is Paradox Interactive's yearly convention for press and otherwise. Basically, the idea behind it is they send a bunch of press, like writers for like PC Gamer, IGN, that type of thing, and a bunch of YouTubers as well, because they know they're a good company. They know that YouTubers have a big impact on game success. Just look at Minecraft. They can tell that it helps, So they actually do invite YouTubers to these events. I am, of course, one of these people who are invited, and it was really great. I was invited to Iceland 2 years ago, which is where it was held, and the Miami one last year, and obviously I was thrilled to get the invitation again this year for Sweden, for Stockholm, and it was absolutely amazing. So first, I guess I'll give you a little brief explanation of how it usually goes. Basically, each day you get up very early and you go to a bunch of presentations, and you get a break somewhere in between, whatever. And during these presentations, it's mostly like a presentation at the start, the first day, which will tell us usually what Paradox has achieved in the previous year and their hopes and their plans for the future year. They also do make some big announcements at this point. However, this year they didn't do that for a reason I'll get into a little bit later, but other than that, it's on to the interviews with the game devs, see the games that they're showing that year, and we get some play sessions. We get a back and forth with the main people who make these games, and it's a really in-depth, good experience, especially if you're interested in these type of games. And as a YouTuber, I'm interested in a lot of games. I'm really interested in a variety of games. So this is a great event for me because it's what I'm interested in. Not to mention that I can take that information and tell you guys about it once embargoes and the like are lifted and I'm actually allowed to talk about it. But other than that, it's just a simple case of see games, see game devs, interview them, back and forth, make friends, talk to the people that I met in the previous years, talk to Paradox, and in general, just have a good time. And then once the day's over, we go out for a meal, and then it turns into whatever it turns into during the night, and you get home late, and you may not be sober, and then you got to get up early the next day and do it all over again, and you see everything they have to offer. They do actually allow us to stay for an extra day after that, if we want to, for sightseeing. And every year so far, I've stayed for that day. In Iceland, we went to the Blue Lagoon and saw the sights of Iceland, and man, we saw that giant waterfall from Prometheus, is it? It is absolutely jaw-dropping, Iceland, visually stunning, and if you've never been, I really recommend you go at least once in your life. Absolutely amazing. Miami, the trip was, we saw like a lot of sights in Miami. We went on like this semi-boat tour. We like went around the waters of Miami, and it was amazing. And this year, we actually saw a lot of Stockholm itself. I went for a walk with some other guides and just had a good time sort of experiencing Stockholm, seeing the sights and whatever. We went to a couple museums. We went to a 1700s history museum of Sweden, and I actually learned quite a lot. It was really cool. Like, there was tons and tons of things to look at and see. Not to mention there was also the not futuristic, but the 1900s, the World War I, II type stuff. I saw a lot of guns and stuff, and it was quite interesting to read all the information. And we had a guide sort of following us around and telling us a bunch of information in general. It was quite interesting. I took tons of pictures of it. And then I chose to go see this gigantic boat that actually sunk and went under the waters of Stockholm, and it was there for a very long time, and they ended up bringing it back up, rebuilding it into what it was meant to be, and then it's basically it's this gigantic boat, and I don't know whether the pictures I have are gonna do it justice. To be honest, it's quite dark, the pictures. I should have put my flash on, I'm sorry, but it's basically bigger than a building, this boat. And the hilariousness of the boat is they built it, right? And it was fine. It was totally able to work. And then they were like, no, we want cannons on it. We'll put tons of cannons on it. Cannons obviously weighed it down. And then within minutes or whatever it was, the boat sank after it left the docks, within minutes. So great job, engineers, or whoever makes boats. Are engineers people who make boats? I don't know. So yeah, for the evenings, we had a meal when we got there on the first day when we arrived during the evening. We flew over there. Everyone elder press flew over at me. And yeah, it was really nice. Just got to see all the people and talk to people that I hadn't met before, and also the people that I had met in the previous years, the Paradox people. And it was good to catch up with a lot of people. Following evening, we had a Magicka-themed like club. It was really cool. They like booked out a full club just for us. We went to it. There was people in Magicka robes with like torches. They were the jesters of Sweden or something. It was like a comedy type sort of group. And dude, one was like juggling a torch that was lit and a knife, just an actual sharp knife, and an apple, and he was eating the apple while juggling. So every time the apple would come round, he'd put it in his mouth, take a bite, and then keep juggling. It was absolutely amazing. But he also was singing the theme tune to Game of Thrones. He was like, is there any song that you could tell me to sing while I do this? And we're like, obviously Game of Thrones theme tune. And he actually fucking did it. It was absolutely jaw-dropping.
And when I introduce the apple, I want you to say, what the fuck? Let's try that one. An apple. I think we have to chew a little bit more, maybe. Sing out. Use the support.
Poor Yellow Mage was doing a lot of self-torture stuff, so poor guy. But yeah, they were really funny. It was really nice to see everyone, and Fred did a little speech at the start, and it was cool. It was cool. It was a nice night. There's also a really cool idea that they had to make people talk to each other was you could only get some drinks by combining the elements that you were given, like Magicka elements. They gave you like 3 cards. I got 3 rock or 3 earth, and I needed like 1 earth and 2 fire to get the drink I wanted, but obviously I didn't have any fire, so other people at my table or other people at other tables had fire, and I had to go trade some of my rocks. And basically the idea was to make us go talk to other people while trying to get the cards for the drink. And it was really cool. And no, the fireball, the thing that I got, was really disappointing in terms of I was expecting to get like, I don't know, something that was on fire or something, I don't know, or something that I would drink and it would like knock me over in terms of like strength. But sadly it was just vodka and mostly cranberry. Not very fiery. The night after that, when we went out for the evening meal, was absolutely amazing as well. It was like a 1940s World War II style themed night. We were in a Stockholm. I don't know why I say Sweden, I meant Stockholm. Stockholm bunker, like from bombs, you know, they made bunkers in these sort of years to hopefully prevent if they were bombed, like the bombing of England. Now, the English bunkers were like these green sort of hangar type things, somewhat underground, somewhere in ditches, you know, but they were mostly made of metal, and they're just like a green sort of shape that you could look at, like a cylinder. But this one wasn't actually like that at all. This Stockholm bunker was actually like a catacomb of caves, essentially, and it was a bunch of different long winding tunnels that we went in, and in one tunnel there was the band, and they were all in 1940s style and singing 1940s music. It was really cool. And then in another tunnel it was like lit up red. I think I got a picture, which was where we had the quiz, which God, I did terribly on. I had no idea. It was me and this other Hollow Point dev that we were just talking, and like, yeah, we have no fucking idea. He was Scottish, he had an amazing accent, and yeah, we were just talking while basically the lead dev of Hearts of Iron kind of knew what he was talking about when it comes to 1940s like quizzes, I guess, because he made a game around that era, you know. So we were kind of had an advantage, but we actually didn't win. Somehow we didn't win. I guess, you know, a lot of the Paradox guys know a lot of history. They have big history buffs, and a bunch of teams got every question right. It was ridiculous, and I was no help at all. Finally, we had dinner on this one table for like 100 people, all down this massive tunnel. It was just one table. It was the longest fucking table you ever seen. And we had like this like, they like doled out the food to us as if it was, I don't know, you know, like rations or something. But there was plenty to eat, don't worry. But it was really nice. It was really tasty. And finally, for the final evening, we did in fact have like a Viking-themed evening. It was on wooden tables. We were like sat on like fur rugs on benches. We were drinking mead, you know, and God, I had so much like meat and just different kinds of meat, and I don't even know what I was eating, but God, it was good. I actually had venison on the first night. Not venison, sorry, I did have venison a few times during the thing. I think I had venison meatballs at some point, but what I meant to say was elk. Elk is essentially like a moose meat, and it was so easy to eat, but had like no taste for some reason. Well, there was taste, but it wasn't like, there was barely anything there in terms of taste, but it was so easy to eat. I just ate like slab after slab on the first night. I had a lot of different food and a lot of stuff that I just had never tried before. As always, you know, I like to, when like I get the option, the chance, I will take one of everything and then go back for more and take the stuff that I enjoyed. So I ate a lot of stuff, a lot of food, tried a lot of new stuff. I love doing that, so it's a great experience for that as well. I also nearly completely forgot to actually mention the fact that we were staying in Langholmen, which is essentially a old prison that has been converted into a hotel and refurbished. So you can still see that prison vibe type thing, but it was so visually pleasing and nice, and though you could totally feel it was a prison at one point, and it was kind of a maze of corridors and stairs everywhere. It was really nice. It was really cool. It was kind of surreal. Like, my room was blatantly a cell, but yeah, it was really cool and really fun sort of place to hold the convention in general. Also, on the first day, I nearly forgot to mention that we did actually go to the Paradox offices themselves. Obviously, while we're there in Stockholm, we may as well go to where they work, and showed us around. That's where we had the first sort of press meeting thing, and my God, the view, you'd look to your left and it was one of the biggest buildings in Stockholm, in a skyscraper. They're on the top floor, or top few floors actually, and you could just look out the window and look down. It's just like, whoa. And you see tons of Stockholm, just really far, tons of buildings, really nice view. Apparently they're going to be moving offices soon, but yeah, you could totally feel it was Paradox offices when you walked in, because you saw a knight and a wizard on your left and your right as you enter, and there's a few jokes and stuff around the actual offices. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and it was really nice to see where they work and kind of get a feel of their sort of work environment for sure. So there's actually a lot of stuff that I could show you with screenshots, pictures, even gameplay of a bunch of games that I saw at the event, and I would love to talk about them, but a big chunk of them, or half of them or so, are actually under embargo, and I don't know all of the dates, so I'm very reluctant to actually put that out there. Know that I have really enjoyed all the games that I saw there, but I just don't want to cause a conflict of interest or mess around Paradox at all. So I'm going to just wait till I put out more of the actual footage or pictures of the actual event until it's safe to do so, or specifically make videos on each of the games. Either way, just know that I really enjoyed the games and I have a lot to say about them, and I'm very excited to talk about them and play them and show you the footage that I do actually have. So coming soon, TM, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this vlog, guys. I'm sorry that the footage was mostly of my face and not of the event. I don't have that many pictures and I don't have that many videos because I was busy actually enjoying the event. So hopefully, you know, I will try to record and take more pictures in general whenever I go to these things. But the thing is, you know, I am there to do my job and have some fun and meet some people. And it's kind of weird to have a camera in their face while doing that. I'm sure you understand. But I hope this was good enough for you guys. Just please don't beat me. Just don't beat me anymore. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm doing streaming again. In fact, when this video's up, I should be live. When it's been uploaded, that is. So yeah, it's really nice to be back streaming. I really missed it. And making videos and just interacting with you guys. It was weird while I was gone, as always. But I'm really glad to be back. And it's been so much fun. I had an amazing night last night streaming. And here's to the upcoming one that's happening tonight. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I've been Hollow, you've been you. And I'll see you for the next vlog, which probably won't be a few months from now, because I got some plans on doing a bit more of them. Alright guys, have a good night.